Hi everyone. Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Tracy.bish. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. It's Thursday, so it's a live time. And this week we're actually doing my bundle tutorial card. So I'm super excited to share that with you. It's a very trendy card, so not a very traditional card. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to create with you. So as you're popping on, please pop on and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Yeah, let me know what you're up to as well. That's always fun. Hi Sue, how are you? Have you made a decision about on stage yet? Did we talk you into it last week is probably the best thing. So this week, my husband's still working on our bathroom, so we're renovating our bathroom. We've had an ensuite for, I think, probably about, I would say 6 years, if I'm being generous. And we got rid of our bathroom to create a toilet and an exit, like the back door area. And we've just been using our ensuite, which is fine. It's just the two of us now. But yeah, we're working on our main bathroom, which is super fun. I love it. You're thinking you might go. That's awesome. Hi Glenda, how are you? So yeah, that's been going along. He's still doing, just finishing up the plaster, which is super messy work. So if you have been renovating your home at all and you've done plaster work, how have you gone with it? This is the second time I've lived in it and lived with it. I hate it. The plaster dust does my head in. I can't stand the feel of it. I can't stand it, how it gets into everything. So he's not quite finished, so I don't bother doing a massive big clean because there's no point. But yeah, I want the dust to go away. Hi Marion, how are you? So yeah, that's going on. We're also heading to our daughter's place this weekend for a visit, and we're actually going to the Hamilton Rodeo, so that's gonna be so fun. We did do the Bendigo one, I think it was last year in November. I think that's when it was, November, December, and it was great. So it's gonna be nice to go with her and her partner, and our son and his partner are also going as well, so it's gonna be fun. Hi Margot, how are you? And yeah, what else is going on? I think that's pretty much it. But I've got some news for you all as well. I've been working really hard and I've got so much more to do. But I've got a question for you all. So I'll ask it now and I'll ask it at the end of the video as well. So for anyone that's joined in after the video, you can see that. Let me move that around. That's my stand. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't like it. Yeah, so I've got a question for you all. I'm going to be doing 12 days of Christmas, not 12 weeks, 12 days, so 12 consecutive videos on Christmas. I haven't finished all of them, and I'm even filming or anything like that. There's a lot of work into it. But my question is, would you like to see it in the end of November, or would you prefer to see it in early December, so the beginning of December? Now there's a couple of things. I thought end of December, and that was mainly because if we did it, end of November, everyone will still have time to purchase any of the products that they need to create any of the projects, and you'll still have plenty of time to get those projects done. But is it too early to post something like the 12 days of Christmas in November? So that's my question for everyone. Would you rather see it at the end of November, or is the 1st of December enough of a time period for you guys to be able to maybe replicate the projects that I'm creating? But they're super cute. I've got all 12 projects completed. I've just got to, well, film them and edit, upload, all those things. So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so Margot says end of November. Glenda's end of November. Okay, I will ask at the end of the video as well, just in case I catch a few more people that aren't watching right now. But I'm super excited because if you like to create, you know, those little tiny gifts, whether it be, for family or friends, maybe you give them to colleagues, maybe you give them to your postal worker or bank teller, supermarket person, you know, whoever you come across and they've done a great service for the year, maybe you could give them out some of these projects. So they're very small projects, they're quick and easy projects, but and they use minimal supplies, so you're going to love them. I'm super excited to show them all to you. Okay, a lot of people are saying end of November. Oh, Sue's not fussy. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to get started because we do have a card that's got a lot of things to it, so it will take a little bit to do, but I'll just go through the announcements first and then we'll get started. So Tracy's Sunday challenge for this week, the theme is embossing folders, and you know the ladies have done an amazing job, as they do every single week. You still have plenty of time to be able to create a card and then pop it over in the business Facebook page post and share your project. Let me show you the one that I created on the video. So it's this one here. So pretty. It's using, we're inking up the embossing folders and doing that technique, which is super fun. So this is the one that I created. I have Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, Boho Blue and Azure Afternoon, because I wanted something a little bit brighter than my sample card. Let me show you the sample card. So the sample card has Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Night of Navy and Misty Moonlight, I think were the colors that I chose on this one. So it's a little bit darker. Now these two, depending on your colors, are always going to look different. Also because you're adding your ink down onto your paper first. So, you know, whatever you do is never going to be exactly the same unless you're using like a mask or a stencil to create that color down. But then once you've got your color down on your basic white cardstock, you can then add ink to the Stampin' Up image piece. Hang on, So on our Stampin' Up embossing folders, we have a logo here. You're going to want to add your ink to that logo side, so this one here, and then run those through. Now these work really well for all embossing folders that don't have writing. So if it does have writing, you're going to have to actually ink on that logo side. If it does have writing and you do it on the other side, you're going to end up with something like this. And I think that, does that come up the right way for you guys? Because that's weird, that's backwards. No, it's coming up the wrong way. I'm just looking at it differently. Because it's coming up through the camera that it makes sense. And it doesn't, I know it doesn't. Because when I look at it, it doesn't. So if it doesn't have any writing on it, you can actually ink up either side and it's going to give you two different versions. So by the logo side, it's actually going to give you the debossed side, and if you do it on the opposite side, it's going to give you the embossed side. So this is the darker image that's here, is the embossed side with the Night of Navy ink. So super great little technique, and I hope the video is here on YouTube, so go and check that out. I hope you'll give it a go. If you haven't before, try it out because it's a lot of fun and it's a great way of using up your embossing folders. So in the last couple of weeks I've shown you this. I've also shown you how to mask and then emboss with your mask. So it's another way you can use your masks. So getting lots of different ways of using your tools rather than just the plain standard way, which is always good that you've got a few more options there. online exclusives have now hit our online store. So not only the ones that maybe demonstrators have been showing you for a little while, the fluffiest friends, the garden one, what's that called? Meandering Meadows or Garden Meadow bundle. So these ones here, these are now available in the online store for everyone, and there's new products there as well. So go and check those out. I probably should have done a copy of all of the wonderful new products, but there's lots and lots there. So go over and check that out. I don't think I have a link in my description here to my online store that'll take you over to the online exclusives. So just go over, look for the online exclusives, and you'll see it there. All right. Oh, Marion said it was back to front. Okay, when I was looking in my camera, it actually was reading the right way. Very confusing for me. Excellent, thanks Glenda. All right, so November's tutorial bundle, that is this one here. There is 52 projects in that. This is a really great bundle, and this one is available now over on my blog if you would like to purchase it. So if you don't live in Australia and you can't purchase through me, you can still pick up this bundle. There is a link over on my blog, so go and grab it there. Or if you live in Australia, you can purchase in my online store using the host code, and you'll get the bundle tutorial via an email. You will also receive the handmade card that we made last week, that Noel card, as your free gift. If you actually spend more than $100, you'll also receive the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle, which this month in November is the Berry Christmas suite, which is amazing. We're going to be creating the card next week from this tutorial. But going back to the November tutorial, this will be going out to my team members tomorrow. So if you're a team member of my INKY Stampers team, you'll get that tomorrow. And just so you know, all my team members receive both tutorials each month for free, so just for being part of my team. So if that's something that you maybe would like to get on with, give me a message and we can chat about joining the team. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you the card first. So it's this one here. Isn't this gorgeous? Really, really pretty, very trendy. We've got Azure Afternoon and Melon Mumbo. I'll show you the products that we're using in just a second. I'll pop the camera down. But now, if you really like this card, if you're an email subscriber of mine, I will send out a project sheet with this this card. It'll have all the measurements, all the supplies, all the directions on it, and a link to this video so you can reference it back. Yeah, all my tutorial subscribers get my tutorial card project sheet for free, and I'll be sending that out tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up, head over to my blog. There is a link on the right hand side in the comment or in the tab section. Get my emails, I think it says. Just click on that. Make sure you signed up before tomorrow, because that's super important. All right, let's pop the camera down and we're going to get started in our crafting. So if anyone has any questions on anything that I've just said, please pop it in the comments. I'm just going to bring some of my lights in to make it nice and bright. Perfect. All right. So this card is using the Merriest trees bundle. This one's a really great one in the mini catalogue. What I really like about it is these Christmas trees. You can build your own Christmas tree, or you can just have, you know, well, there's quite a few different sizes there. You've got all the little accompaniments, some stars, some baubles. We've got a nice, really big tag here, And this is really great. I've used this just on a project really not long ago that you'll see soon with the string of lights. And then we have some presents and, you know, the tree basket, is that what it's called? Something like that. So this is a really great set. The sentiments are really quite small as well in our scripty writing, which is gorgeous. So the inks that we're going to use, like I said before, is Azure Afternoon and Melon Mumbo. We're going to use blending brushes for the background here. We're also using Versamark ink white embossing powder. Of course, we have our Simply Elegant trim. Our card base is basic white thick, and I'm using that throughout, as well as a piece of Melon Mumbo cardstock. We're embossing with the Merry Melody embossing folder, which I think gives it a nice little detail in the back there. So there's a lot going on. I understand. And look at this specialty paper, absolutely gorgeous. Melon Mumbo and Granny Apple Green foil sheets. This is gorgeous. And I've actually done some projects using this foil sheet for the Creative Vault. Creative Vault, yes. And which is Wendy Cranford's subscription-based crafting area. Lots and lots of great stuff going on over there. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description of this video as well, if you would like to find more about that. All right, so starting off, we have, once again, I did say before, basic white thick cardstock. I've already cut it in half. This is half a piece of A4, scored in half. I've just burnished it, so a nice, easy card base. Then we have a piece of basic white thick cardstock, which we are going to add our colouring to. And then we have another piece that's slightly smaller, and you know, this will be on that PDF. So if you would like to create this card, make sure you signed up for my emails. This is what we're going to emboss and die cut from. I have a piece of Melon Mumbo for our sentiment, and I'm going to cut down a piece of that Melon Mumbo foil for both the star and the sentiment. But we're going to start off with our colouring, and I'm going to need some scrap paper just to pop underneath it. And all we're going to do is we're just going to add colour all the way around our piece of cardstock here. And I'm going to start with Melon Mumbo first. And you can do it light, you could do it, you know, a little bit darker. I wanted it to be really quite trendy, so I've gone with quite dark. And you can add different colours, you know, you can have more colours than just the two, completely up to you. A bit more up top. Lovely. And come in with your Azure Afternoon. Would these be the colours you would pick for a Christmas card? I wanted to do something just a little different. I'm very much a traditional style Christmas crafter, but I do like doing, you know, something different as well. And we're going to heat emboss over the top of this, so I am going to have to hit it with the heat tool just to make sure that it's completely dry. But I will show you a technique that you can use to make sure it's dry before you start adding your stamped images, because there is nothing worse than stamping away, adding your embossing powder down, and then, you know, you've got powder absolutely everywhere. You're not going to get a good image at all. Now, I do always tell you, you don't have to have a heavy hand. You guys know I've got a very heavy hand, which is why I have things like this. If you're a little bit lighter with your blending brushes, it won't do that. And you can just add that colour gradually, but I'm a little bit like a bull at a gate. Well, Glenda says no, but she loves the colours for Christmas. Awesome. Yeah, it's really not something that I would have chosen either, Glenda. I really wanted to do something completely different, so hence why I went with different. Okay. Now, blue and pink make a purpley effect, so, you know, I'm happy that we've got a little bit of purple shadowing around. We're good with that. Okay. Now I'm going to pop this to the side just for a few minutes. We're still going to hit it with the heat tool, but I'll just leave it for a little while. We can do our embossing and our die cutting first. So I'm going to need the cut and emboss machine. And our piece of thick basic white. And I'm using the die with the Christmas trees that's probably the second largest. So there's actually 5 Christmas trees in all. This is the second largest here. And you can do it either way. You can emboss your image first and then die cut your tree. That will also mean that your die cutting won't be quite as strong, and both your background image and your die cut will have that embossed image on it, which is fine. Or if you do it this way, you can do whatever you like with that die cut tree that'll be left over, and your embossing will be nice and prominent. Ooh, that got caught on my cutting mat. So we have a nice Christmas tree, nice white Christmas tree. I'm going to grab that Merry Melody embossing folder and pop that inside. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, so we need to get rid of everything but plate 1. We can pop our embossing folder through, and we're going to use that grey plate 4 for our 3D embossing. So let's run that through. Oh, Marion said Northern Light effect would look great behind the tree. Yes, Marion, absolutely. Oh, I think you're going to have to do that now. I love that. We do have to do one more die cutting piece, which is just that star. And there's actually quite a few. Let me move this out of the road quickly. There's actually quite a few different stars that you can use. So there's one that's a bit more pointed, one that's rounded. You've got the very fancy star here, and then you've got some smaller, really fancy stars. We're just going to go with the pointed one. And I'm going to need some of that Melon Mumbo foil. This is my second pack. So it's been popular. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit off the edge. And we'll come back in and cut this down for our sentiment piece as well. I'll come back to that. We'll just do our embossing while we're waiting for that to dry, that blending, ink blending to dry. So let's pop our cut and emboss machine back together. Star in the middle. I need to change my plates over. I've got stuff stuck to it that's affecting my die cutting. Glenda says sometimes traditional Christmas colours get boring. I agree. So true. And look at that. Really cute. I'm just going to put my dies back. There's so many little ones, I don't want to lose any of them. Card, some layers, like so. So I do have all my stamps on blocks already, but we're using this sentiment here. Then I'm also using the star, the bow, the ornaments, and the snowflakes, or I don't know, little stars maybe. We're going to use those images as well. So what we might do is we'll bring the heat tool in, we'll make sure that this is good and dry, and then I'll show you that technique for our powders is what that is as well. So does anyone have anything exciting going on this weekend? Other than the rodeo, I have no idea what we're doing at our daughter's place, but she has 2 puppies, or 2 dogs, so I'm sure they'll keep us busy as well. And this is warping the paper a little bit, but we can turn it over and heat the other side. That will help to unwarp it quite a bit. Well, Marion's going to the markets to look for plants. What sort of plants? What sort of plants are you looking for, Marion? I think you've still got to come over and get some of my flowers. I think that's good. I'm going to bring my embossing powder in. And this is a great little trick. We're going to add this to the front. And if it all goes off, which it did, that means it's nice and dry. So we can actually stamp and emboss over the top. Just going to grab a drink, everyone. I don't think I'm going to have a coughing fit, but that heat tool's just dried me out. It has been so dry here this week. I'm looking forward to that cooler weather. Oh, I've got embossing powder there, hang on. I'm looking forward to that cooler weather coming back next week because, yeah, I'm not ready for summer just yet. Marion says anything that'll grow in the heat. Succulents, Marion. They're the best things. You don't have to do a lot of watering either. You might just have to come to the markets at my place. Okay, so I do have those stamps already already on their blocks. I'm also going to grab just a piece of scrap paper that I've just torn off. I don't want to pop my fingers down on this because what it's going to do is I'm going to leave my oils from my hands, and that will actually pick up the powder for that as well. So if I keep my fingers down on the piece of paper, we should be good. Okay, so I'm just going to add some images around. Now, the majority of these images are not going to be seen, so you sort of need to keep that in mind. You want your edges, so your edges, and around the center, and definitely around the edges done. So I really like these baubles. Okay, let's grab my crisps. And you may do this a little bit different. I like to do each layer as I go because Otherwise, I tend to stamp over things. It's very hard to see in these lights that I've got on. The embossing powder, or the Versamark. So this is just the easiest way for me to do it. Very good. Just going to pop my finger there. So we've used the ornaments. Let's use the snow or the stars. You like to use your larger images first, and that way you can come back in and just fill gaps in with the smaller stamps. Okay, there's our second one. Let's go our star next. Use your paper, Tracy. Gonna raid my garden while I'm away. Fair enough. Help yourself. Yeah, I like succulents because they just go mad. Go crazy. All right. Last one. And it's the little bow. I think that should be enough. I think I've actually got more stamped on this than I do have on my sample, which is fine. Doesn't that look great? So let's melt that with the heat powder, heat tool, the heat powder. And we're going to have to do our sentiment too as well. So have you ladies all started your Christmas cards, or you're all finished? I know a lot of you like to be super ahead. Still got lots to do, but we'll get there. Oh, Glenda's all finished. Sue's just starting. Awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like to start too early, but I find this time of year, with so many things on, that the time really creeps away quickly. So if I was to leave it till December, I just would not. I don't think I'd ever start. I'd get overwhelmed and just wouldn't do it. So this would look really good in their metallics as well, if you were going to emboss with metallics. So your silver, golds, copper. Looks even patriotic. So I'm also going to grab that Melon Mumbo cardstock. I'm definitely going to use the embossing buddy on this. This is actually a piece of scrap out of my scrap bin, so you want to be really careful with those. Versamark ink. And the sentiment says, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season, which is a really nice sentiment. And once again, some embossing powder. I wonder how many cards I create that are not embossed. Wouldn't be many, I don't think. Oh, Glenda's made 150 cards to sell to her customers. Awesome. That's a great effort, Glenda. I did have a customer come into the shop the other day and ask for Christmas cards, and I actually had to get out last year's that I'd packed away because I haven't finished showing all the cards that I've created yet. So anyway, she got a whole heap and she was super happy. She didn't want to have any generic cards, so that was nice. Lots of powder sitting around everywhere. Okay, so we're going to add just our layers together. Actually, before we do that, let's grab out our piece of our foil that we need to cut down. And my trimmer. So it's going to be 1/2 inch by 4 1/4, I think. So 1/2 inch. You want to make sure that you look after this foil paper because you can scratch it, you can put dents in it, all that sort of stuff, and it won't look good. Also, you want to try and keep your fingers off it as much as possible. You'll leave finger marks on it as well, so it's pretty sensitive. Now we can start popping it together. So I'm going to add, because this is actually a little bit more sitting up, you could use liquid glue. I'm going to use tear and tape just to make sure that it's stuck down really well. Tear and tape is one of my favorite adhesives. Okay. Marion's playing with the Garden Meadows. That's one of the online exclusives. I've seen your cards. They're so cute. I love the gum boots and the wheelbarrow. Very cute. So we're just gonna pop this on the edge off center, askew maybe. Let's call it askew. There we go. We're gonna pop up our Merry Melody embossed piece. And this embossing folder is perfect for Christmas. I have no idea what the notes, what song it sings or anything like that, but I haven't even heard. Like, whether anyone knows. Lots and lots of them, but you want to make sure that it's really well popped up. And rather than struggle, I'm just going to take my pick tool and grab them all off. That one's off. All good. And this one's going to go over the top. And we're centering it as well. I'm going to add some tear and tape or liquid glue, whichever you prefer, to the bottom of our sentiment piece. And this is just going to adhere down our foil. Got ink under my nail. Like so. Before we pop that down, I do want to add a little bit of tear and tape to the back here. And we're going to do a faux bow with our silver Simply Elegant trim. I'm hoping this is going to be in the annual catalogue again. My fingers are crossed. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it around like so to get that bow. And that tear and tape's going to secure it down. I am actually going to add just another piece of tear and tape over the top to make sure that it doesn't lift off and go anywhere. And then we can add some dimensionals down to pop that up. And what we're going to do is we're going to add dimensionals to this area and then to the center there. That way we know that it's all going to be the same height as our embossed piece. There we go. It's going to go over the top. That's not straight, is it? There we go. We can add our star. And I'm just going to grab a mini glue dot to pop that down. So this card you wouldn't want to make a whole heap, like as all your cards are made this way, unless you've got a lot of time. It is a little bit more fiddly. But if you do it in stages, you'll probably do just fine. And then we're going to finish it off with some embellishments. And I'm actually using some rhinestones. So these ones here. And then I've got the Azure Afternoon and Melon Mumbo stamping blends. Give me a second, I'll go and grab them out. So I'm going to use the dark on both of those. This actually looks more red with the dark, but it's not. It's the Melon Mumbo. And I want 2 rhinestones in Melon Mumbo, and we're going to use our broad tip on the side to colour 2 in. And then 3 of Azure Afternoon. This is a great tip to use or to have embellishments in any colour if you have your blends, which is super helpful. There we go. And then I'm just going to add those down. I probably could have done them a little bit earlier and let them dry a little bit better, but they'll be fine. Just going to try not to touch them too much. It's like a boy-girl card, isn't it? It's like the perfect boy-girl colours. One down here. And one inside. Okay. Now, I haven't stamped anything inside on my other one for the tutorial bundle, but you know, we have to do something, don't we? So, I'm going to stamp that sentiment inside again, and I'm going to use the Melon Mumbo. Powder there. Let me get rid of that. My sentiment stamp, it does have Versamark on it, but it's not going to affect your ink pad by stamping the stamp back down into the ink pad. There we go. And then I think we might do some presents. What do you think? This has 3 different style presents stamps and 2 bows. So we might use those ones and just use the Azure Afternoon and Melon Mumbo ink. Need to get some smaller, more A blocks. Okay. I'm going to move that one out of the road so I don't wreck it. Let's bring in Azure Afternoon. Oh, thank you everyone. And then we're going to add a little presents down along the edge. Add two of these, and where's that little one? This one here. Pop that on top. Oh, perfect. So cute. All right. Just move everything out of the road. There's the card for the bundle tutorial for November. You can get the tutorial PDF for this card through my emails tomorrow. I'm sending that out. So if you're not already signed up for my emails, head over to my blog. On the right hand side there's Get My Emails. Just click on that and you'll be signed up for my email tomorrow. What else is there? So if you're in need of the supplies that I've used on today's card, you can purchase them in my online store if you live in Australia, and I would love it if you did. I've got some great specials for people who shop with me using the host code. There's a handmade card, which is my Noel card. I don't have it right here on my desk, but you'll also receive the bundle tutorial. If you spend $100 or more in product, you'll receive the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial as well. So some great little extra special bonuses there. I've got the 12 days of Christmas coming up. My question to you guys is, if you've already answered, that's okay. I don't know whether there's anyone else on there, or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments that whether you would like to see the 12 days of Christmas, end of November, or the beginning of January. And that would be really helpful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. If you haven't already given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, share my video, and if you haven't hit subscribe, you could do that as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much. I'll have a new challenge for Tracy's Sunday Challenge on Sunday morning, so check out my social medias for all that information, and I'll be back here next Thursday with another project for you, which is the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle using the Berry Christmas suite. Love it. It's a great card. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your night. Have a safe and happy Friday and the weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.